Barcelona was meant to be another crucial turning point in the 2025 title race, but what unfolded was something far more explosive than anyone could have predicted. Max Verstappen, once untouchable at the front, found himself in the heart of a multi-car storm involving Charles Leclerc, George Russell, and a suspiciously silent FIA. Very clear footage broadcast after the race seems to confirm what many fans had already suspected, that Max was rammed not once, but twice, and yet no penalties were issued. And that's where the anger boils over. The stewards reviewed the contact but determined no one was at fault. Meanwhile, Verstappen, already frustrated by a doomed hard-tyre gamble, was then penalised heavily for a later incident with Russell, a move that now looks like a breaking point, not an attack. Red Bull insiders, including Helmut Marko, are not staying quiet. If you think the FIA is fair and unbiased, this video might change your mind. If you're passionate about F1 and want the truth behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button now. This is the analysis you won't get from the post-race press conference. Let's unravel the Barcelona Grand Prix, or as some fans are now calling it, the day Formula One's integrity took a hit. Because what started as a routine strategy blunder for Red Bull quickly spiraled into something far murkier. Allegations of bias, controversial footage, and decisions, or rather indecisions, by the FIA that have left the paddock divided and Verstappen boiling over. We begin with the moment that changed everything, the late race safety car. Kimi Antonelli's Mercedes gave up the ghost in the gravel at turn 10, triggering a flurry of pit stops. Crucially, Red Bull had no soft tyres left for Verstappen. That left them bolting on a set of used hards, a decision that proved fatal in a field of hungry rivals on soft compounds. As the safety car pulled in, Verstappen led Leclerc and Russell, but the writing was already on the wall. Verstappen's restart was shaky. Struggling for grip and traction, he snaked out of the final corner, giving Leclerc a golden invitation to attack. The Ferrari surged forward, and down the main straight the two cars made contact, bouncing wheels at nearly 300 km/h. But it didn't stop there. Verstappen tried to hold on through turn 1, but Leclerc muscled through, completing the overtake. The stewards took a look, and did nothing. Both drivers were said to have agreed that neither was wholly at fault. Case closed. But the footage told a different story, especially the post-race footage broadcast by Service TV, Red Bull's in-house media ally. It showed, in no uncertain terms, Verstappen's car being rammed by Leclerc during the high-speed squabble. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't debatable, and yet, silence from the FIA. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's outspoken advisor, was incensed. I have to say, in Max's defence, Service TV showed very clear footage of Max being rammed by Leclerc at 300 km/h, but nothing happened. And that silence, that lack of accountability from the governing body, is what upsets Verstappen perhaps more than the contact itself. And it wasn't just Leclerc. The second act of the Spanish drama was delivered by George Russell. After Verstappen lost momentum from his scuffle with Leclerc, Russell went on the attack for P4. Max defended hard, ran wide, and cut the corner to retain the place, a textbook case of track limits abuse. Red Bull told him to give the place back. But what followed was chaos. Verstappen appeared to back off into turn 5. Russell closed in, and then Verstappen swerved. Contact, deliberate, frustrated, misjudged. Whatever the intent, the stewards weren't forgiving this time. A 10-second penalty, 3 super license points, and a damning statement. The collision was undoubtedly caused by the actions of Car 1. This penalty dropped Verstappen from 5th to 10th in the final classification. Worse, he's now just 1 point away from a race ban, a situation that would have seemed unthinkable just a few months ago. Nico Rosberg, never shy on commentary, called for the black flag on Sky F1. "He just crashed into Russell on purpose to prove a point," Rosberg declared. Russell, for his part, echoed the sentiment. "It felt very deliberate." And that's the perception that Verstappen was sending a message, that if the FIA wouldn't protect him, he'd protect himself. But let's ask a deeper question. Why was Verstappen so emotional? This wasn't just a driver lashing out. It was a world champion who felt cornered. Leclerc hits him, no penalty. Russell goes wheel to wheel, and he gets punished. The team puts him on the wrong tyre at the worst time. And to top it all off, the title leader Oscar Piastri wins again now, 49 points ahead. In moments like these, perception becomes reality. Verstappen, Red Bull, and a growing section of the F1 audience believe that the FIA is no longer officiating with consistency, that the stewards, whether through pressure, bias, or sheer error, are making decisions that disproportionately affect certain drivers, and that's a dangerous narrative. Let's also not ignore Leclerc's comments post-race. He downplayed the incident with Verstappen, calling it nothing special, and said he would have probably been more vocal if the roles were reversed. That's telling. It suggests he knew the contact could have, and perhaps should have drawn scrutiny. But with the ruling in his favour, he kept it cool. Meanwhile, Max fumed. Now, Helmut Marko isn't exactly known for diplomacy, but even he seemed confused by Verstappen's action toward Russell. "Max lifted off, so we all assumed he was letting Russell through," he said. Then suddenly, he accelerated again. I don't know what kind of misjudgment or thought process was going on inside him. That's coming from his own team. And yet, there's empathy too. Marko later admitted that no one wanted a heated debrief with Max. "When he's in a mood like that," Marko said, "the best thing is to leave him alone." That says it all. This wasn't just strategy. This wasn't just racecraft. It was emotional breakdown, raw and real. In the aftermath, Verstappen took to Instagram. No regrets, no apologies to Russell, just a rare note of reflection. "Some moves after the safety car restart fueled my frustration, leading to a move that was not right and shouldn't have happened. But even that felt forced, as if written for damage control more than contrition. And so we arrive at the heart of the matter. This wasn't just a bad race. This was a culmination of pressure, perception, and personal battles. It was the title slipping away. It was rivals getting away with murder. And it was the FIA intentionally or not standing by and letting it happen. Red Bull believe they're being punished more than others, that the stewards' calls are inconsistent at best, biased at worst. Verstappen feels like he's fighting a war on two fronts, against faster cars and against the rulebook. Whether that's true or not doesn't even matter anymore, because once a team believes the system is against them, every decision becomes political, every penalty feels personal. And that's when Formula One stops being a sport and starts being something far more combustible. Is this just racing drama at its most intense? Or is the FIA losing control of the narrative? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Verstappen was treated unfairly? And should Leclerc or Russell have faced penalties too?